Right, we are back. We're doing that number podcast. Still licking our wounds from the Challenge Cup semi-final, and I'm going to say first things first. Wigan deserve the game. End of story.
Where to start?
Yeah.
Where to start with that one?
Yeah.
Probably do an entire podcast just deconstructing the game itself. Never mind everything else we got.
I know it's torture, Ben, but we have to do it. We have to put it up there and show everyone.
Right. Well, let's try and make this as.
I'll try and get some positives in there. I'll try and get some positives in there.
So tell you what,
started well.
I'll go through that. Yeah, I agree with you. We'll do positives first because that's a much shorter list. So we could do positives first. Yeah,
we defended well as a whole, in terms of pinning them back. But Harry Smith's kicking game got them out of trouble every single time. I think that was a big difference in the game, was the kicking game.
I think a big thing was, it's all right, positives. Positives first. The pack, the front rowers, all front rowers played well and made us plenty of yards, and we were in the 20 metres more than they were. They were in ours in the whole game. Believe it or not, at 32-0 down.
Yeah.
We actually more than double the amount of play the balls in their 20 metres. So we were making territory. We were kicking okay. It was a bit hit and miss, but it wasn't terrible. We were making good territory. The defence, when it came to the middle of the park and our goal line, I've never seen anything like it in a good few years. That was some of the worst Saints defence I've ever had the displeasure of seeing. They were bouncing every single time they had the ball, at least on halfway. There were just 2 or 3 Saints players bouncing off every tackle before we got them down all game. That first try sums it up. That first try sums up the whole defensive effort, like defending our line. About 5.
Let's just put it this way, Ben. The best tackle came after full time.
Well, yeah, that was it. Yeah, it did.
That was the best tackle of a son representing this club in that entire fucking afternoon.
To lose 32-0 and you have more than twice the amount of play the balls in someone's 20, that means your defence is horrendous and your attack is even worse. That first try, I just can't get over it. Shane Wright, Matt Whitley, both looking like 10-year-olds trying to tackle the dad. The initial impact, and that was it all game. Like, they scored all the tries, I think they only scored like 1 on the actual R line. All the rest of them, they were like 20, 30 metres.
There were breaks in the middle.
We were giving breaks out for free, it was giving them out for charity or something. Physically in defence, it was not good enough. That's really unacceptable.
Yeah. And do you know what? I don't want to take it away from Wigan, because obviously they deserve to win. There's no question about that.
Mm-hmm.
But the second Farriman try, where Walters just got an offload off in the middle of the pitch, Brad O'Neill ran, offload, pass, try. And the defence was bad, but they had to do the work to get it, and, fair play to him.
They did, but some of the efforts were just beyond belief. Like, you can just be outplayed, that's fine. Someone can just be bigger, stronger, whatever. These are some experienced players who have shown they can defend before.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking any excuses I'm not going to name them, because it's no point naming scapegoats. The whole team.
You can't pick out one or two single one or two players in there.
But people who watched it will know
across the board.
They'll know the big problems we had defensively in that pack. And I was really ashamed of it. It was bad, and it needs to be a big response. Attack, what can you say? Awful, horrendous. Just straight back to the Wellens era. I mean the worst of the Wellens era, like late last season, where we just looked like we didn't train anything in attack all week. Once again, changing around the 1, 6, and 7 again for another big game. And why we keep doing this to shoehorn players in, I don't know, because it doesn't work. It's not the game to put Wellesby straight back in at 6 when he's not played there for ages and he's been injured, and this is the first test he's got. And we switch up the combination again in attack, and it looked terrible.
And do you know what as well? Wellesby has caught a lot of flack from that game, and it's like, if he's been put there, he's just going to go and try and do his job.
Listen, It ain't just Wellesby. Hastings wasn't good. Sailor wasn't good. There's no point picking individuals because they were all there. They all put it. None of them did
Lewis
a job.
Murphy's cost a lot of it as well.
Murphy, terrible game. Okay, I don't think anyone had a really good game. So whatever. I don't think it's fair. Like they'll know. Murphy will be under no illusions he had a bad game. Like he'll know that. He's not stupid. He looked, Wellesby will know he didn't impact the game. Sailor will know. Hastings will know. It's just about the team in general. Why was the attack so blunt? Because at times this year,
there's only one player of that 17 who's got an excuse is Matty Lees.
Yeah,
and again, that's very, very unfortunate for him.
Yeah, unfortunate. Not a great start, but not an excuse to be as bad as we were. It's going to impact you, and it might have lost us a close game, but seen some people trying to throw that out as an excuse. Where Matty Lees has nothing to do with the attack of the 1, 6, and 7. Yeah, that was terrible. He's got nothing to do with that. So we were doing the one set play all game. It's just very bizarre to me because this year we have tried more in attack. I've seen way more than I did last year. We've seen some games where we've attacked really well. So it's not like this is a common problem this year. It's not been a common problem.
No.
So why was it so bad in this game? We were doing the one block play, very similar, funnily enough, to what Canterbury are doing and struggling with in the NRL. If anyone watches them, just very square, very flat to the line, 2 dummy runners out the back to the fullback as quick as possible. And it was so easy for Wigan to shift. How many times did Dion Cross get a cut-out ball at centre and there was just 4 men in front of him? They were not squaring defenders up. Wellesby was running sideways. Sailor was running sideways. Hastings was passing the ball way too quickly and not engaging any defenders. No offloading from the pack. The back rowers, listen, Wright and Whitley, they put a lot of effort in every game. Defensively, normally they're good. They weren't in that game, but normally they are. You can't, I maintain this and I say this every week, you can't play them both together because they offer nothing in attack on the edges. What their forwards were doing, making those half breaks and offloading on the edges, Whitley and Wright do not offer you any offloading game. They will never offload the ball. They're not going to break the line. They're not going to break a tackle. They'll give you some solid meters and they'll usually defend well. Why Jake Davis didn't play in that game, I thought, from before the game even kicked off, the coach got it wrong, in my opinion. I understand maybe he's a young lad. It's a really big game. Put him on the bench there. And his excuse was, well, I needed 3 forwards on the bench. Well, you could have had 3 forwards. You put Lomax on, who didn't play until the last 5 minutes. So why was it important that Lomax took up a bench spot for 70 minutes? Because Rowley said in the interview, I wanted 3 props on the bench. You could have had that. Just replace Lomax. Don't have Lomax on the bench. So I don't see a reason why Davis didn't play. I think it's very obvious. I said it in a few games. That's my main takeaway. This is one big bad result, and we haven't been this bad in any other game. So you don't want to read too much. You gotta make sure you respond. But if we do this 2 or 3 weeks in a row, then it's a problem. At the moment, it's a one-off. So we've got to see what Thursday brings.
We need to put a big number on Huddersfield tomorrow.
But this has happened in games we've won. Stop playing Shane Wright and Matt Whitley in the back row together. One of them is enough. That's a big thing for me. You can't. If we had maybe Wingfield fully fit and firing it loose, maybe, yeah. But at the moment, we don't. And it's rough. In attack, I mean, just imagine over the years when we've seen what Sirinin, Matautia, Zebteya, players like that, how key they were to our attack on the edge. The second rower gets a straight line at the defending halfback. If he's tall and powerful, he can offload down the centre and the wing. It's a key position in attack. It's not just another forward to make meters. You're there to affect the attack as well. And Whitley and Wright just don't.
Zebte was excellent at that.
And he was excellent at that, incredible at that. Willie Manu, another one. Soliola, we've seen loads of them. We don't get it. And it's not to bag them overall because they put effort in every week and they're normally, I think, good enough to be in the team. It's just starting them both at the same time. That was it. That's my main takeaway. My other main takeaway was we need to stop switching this 6-7-1 business. Now, I think we should keep Wellesby at 6 because, yes, he had a bad game, but he'd only played there once before in the last 3 years. and that was a one-off in a team that wasn't attacking well. The last time he got an extended run at standoff, he won the grand final in 2022.
Yeah.
He played most of the year at standoff. He can play there. It's up to Rowley to bring that Wellsby at 6 back, to get that back out of him. Don't throw it out after one bad game. Let's 4 or 5 weeks now. Let's just stop changing the 1, 6, and 7 for a month. Just keep going and then see where we're at in terms of the attack. But we have a big problem of Wellsby and Saylor for 2 straight years. I just cannot play well together now, and it's becoming a problem. It's
not helping that they keep getting swapped around though. That's not helping at all.
It's not helping that they don't ever get an extended run. Yeah, give them an extended run now. Just give it for the next 4 or 5 games. Just keep Wellsby at 6, Saylor at 1, or the other way around, however you want to do it, but keep them there for more than one game. And let's see what happens. Like I said, I don't think you want to deconstruct it too much, because it might just be one terrible, awful day at the office. If this happens in the next big game, then we can talk a bit more seriously. We might have some bigger problems, but hopefully,
which is going to be Leeds away in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. So, but hopefully this is just, because again, Wigan deserve to win, but the level of the scoreline would normally not happen when you look at the territory the team's made. That was that's a very rare scoreline for, considering we were in near their line more than they were near ours. You wouldn't normally expect that scoreline. It would normally, you'd maybe expect a much smaller one, but everything that could go wrong just did go wrong for us. Defence, up the middle, falling off tackles, nothing in attack, kicking game 2 hit and miss, not getting Saylor into the game. It's not, and I have sympathy for him a bit as a fullback, because he has to be brought into the game by good attacking play. You have to create a gap for the fullback. A fullback can't just run through a brick wall if there's 4 men in front of him, unless you're like peak Billy Slater, who can pull something out of nothing. Saylor was on a hide into nothing. Saylor couldn't really do much because the ball was dead every time it got to him. So I do feel a bit bad for him in that sense. But yeah, one to forget.
The thing is, though, Ben,
massively.
We can talk about stats all we want, but that is the only one that matters, is that number right there. And that's the only one that's going to get looked at. So we need to change that very quickly. Yeah,
it needs to be not just a win, it needs to be an absolute statement of a win. And if it's not an absolute one, that's not good enough for me.
Yeah, we've got 2 games now. Not formalities, because you never know, but we expect to win these next 2 games over Huddersfield and Casford, respectively. This is where you can play these 2 games and keep the same positions and let them get used to it and get confidence as well, which is going to be a big part of it.
Yeah, let's not chop and change. Look, like some people say, I get the attraction to it, because when you have a performance that bad, and that's genuinely for me. I mean, to be fair, with how bad they were defensively at times, that scoreline could have been more, could have been a lot more. I think we got lucky it wasn't more, to be honest. I think they took the foot off the gas a bit second half. That is as bad as, I don't know, getting pumped by 50 points at Huddersfield in Nathan Brown's first season, maybe. I might have to go back that far, losing 30 million
away this season.
I think it was worse than that. Maybe not scoreline wise, but in terms of the performance, I actually genuinely think it was worse.
Yeah.
That was let's not, this is a semi-final. You don't have a God-given right to win any game, especially not against your rivals. But I absolutely do not accept that in a semi-final, because that is humiliation.
Yeah, exactly, in a semi-final.
In a semi-final,
it's early in the season game where
I expect, because considering the level of squad we've got, even if it's not as good as Wigan's overall, just by pure effort alone, because it's a semi-final against your biggest rival, that scoreline has to be lower.
Yeah,
maybe not
don't
win,
lie down and roll over.
Maybe not win, but that was a lie down. That was sorry. So I don't care about just a win against Huddersfield. There needs to be they need to look like they're playing, like their lives depend on it, because the fans will expect that. They want a response. It needs to be, we need to batter them everywhere. They need to go out there, not go in, like we have done a few times this season, which I think comes into it. We score a few tries in one half, and then we take out none of that against Huddersfield. 80 minutes. We need 80 minutes. We haven't had it all season. That's, for me, we need 80 minutes on Thursday. We need 80 minutes.
Yeah, spot on. So, let's go into that then. We've got the squad. A very welcome name in there is Curtis Sirenen, if he does indeed play. But
please, Lord,
it's a very, very welcome name. Very
please,
welcome
Lord,
name.
be fit.
Yeah.
Other
than that, it's pretty much the same, isn't it?
Obviously, Alfie Sinclair in. With
that's just a replacement for Lee, isn't it?
Yeah, and we also have Whitby in the squad because obviously Noah failed his HIA, so Noah's out of the squad as well this week, which is unfortunate. But
he's been going well, Noah, as well. To be fair,
I think Sirenen would be huge for us. Sirenen would be massive again, an actual offloading and attacking threat. For me, I would have Davis and Sirenen as on form.
I would
have Davis and Sirenen, and I don't know. I know, coaches are people that you build trust with players, and I get that. It's very you're putting a lot on the line, picking people, and I know he trusts Wright and he trusts Whitley, but I just think it sends the wrong message. Young lad or not, he's looks like he's physical enough. He looks like he's played like he's good enough. I think it's very
and
unfair.
He's got pace.
And he's got pace. He's got strength. If he's on the bench sometimes to limit his minutes, I get that. If he wants to miss, I would rather he miss a game like this week than miss a game at Wigan. I'd rather you rest him for a game like this where it's more likely we're going to win. So
he's going to learn more from playing Wigan in the semi-finals now.
If you're picking on form, our best second rowers from what they've shown is Sirenen and Jake Davis, and I just wish he would go with that. I don't think he is, because one of Wright and Whitley seems to always be in. But for me, that's what I would go with. And at least having Sirenen in is a massive for us attacking-wise. It really helps us out a lot. So hopefully he's fit, because we do like naming players and not actually playing them. So we do like the mind game sometimes.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's been brought to me as well. Would it be worth throwing Wellesby in at centre?
Well, you know what? Here's the thing with this. For me, that would be his best position.
Yeah.
And I've said this, and I've said this a few times. Mate of mine, Jack, he's on the Wellesby at centre train, and he has been for 4 years.
Yeah.
There's often a thing that we do. I think it's more like a Super League thing. I don't think it happens as much in the NRL, where if you have a really good outside back and they've got good hands, you just want to put them in the half straight away. And it makes sense because a lot of, very good standoffs and scrum halves at one point earlier were centres or wingers. So it does happen. But sometimes they're just a better centre. And I genuinely think with the attributes Wellesby has, don't get me wrong, he had that run from 21, 22, 23 at fullback. He was excellent. He was excellent at fullback. But I agree. I genuinely think with the attributes he's got, skill and physically, I think he'd be an incredible centre. I think that'd be his best position. The problem is you then have to accept he doesn't affect the game as much. And then I think Wellesby is that type of player. He's got a bit of ego about him, and that's good sometimes because it means he wants to make the play all the time. Every great player has that bit of arrogance. You have to have it. But I don't know, maybe I'm just projecting a bit. I get the sense that Wellesby wouldn't be happy playing centre. I think he wants to be in control of games.
He wants to be the main playmaker.
He wants to be the main player, which again, that is the reason he's been so good in the past. But I actually do. I don't think it will ever happen in a million years. I don't think any coach would do it because they all want that old Jack Wellesby back, who was that fullback who was amazing, and you want him to influence both sides of the field. However, if we were being really brutal about it, I do. I think Wellesby would be the best centre at the club by some distance. Yeah. I actually think we'd be better off playing Robertson at standoff and playing Wellesby at centre. For me, the way you can beat a man one-on-one, his flick passing ability, his strength for how big he is. Jack Wellesby would be an incredible centre.
Yeah. Well, you could put Robertson at fullback and Sailor at 6.
Mm-hmm. Well, I really don't think Robertson suits centre. I don't think he suits it at all. I think he suits standoff.
He's done well.
He's done well.
He's done well.
But I don't think that's his position long term, and I don't think he's going to develop into a great centre. I think he's going to be a great standoff or fullback. So it's a decision that I don't think, and it's fair enough. I wouldn't expect a coach to make it with with what's happened in the past. But, you know, if you were being very brave, I would genuinely put Robertson at 6 and Wellesby to centre. But, you know, I don't think it's going to happen, so it's probably not worth going in too much. But, no, I agree. I'm on the train. I'm fully on the Wellesby at centre. I have been for a long time. I think he'd be the best centre in the league.
I didn't mind the Wellesby at 13 experiments either. He's just not big enough. Like, if he's going to do that, he does need to bulk up a bit.
To be fair, though, as well, yeah, you know, we do play with a very light, loose forward in Shorrocks. He doesn't make loads of ground. He's not a big guy.
He's stocky though, isn't he?
But so I don't know. I think Wellesby would probably be a better loose than Shorrocks as well. To be honest, I think Wellesby's that good that he'd probably be a better most things other than like a prop.
Yeah. But it's a very physical part of the team, though, isn't he?
I don't know, but the way we play, Shorrocks doesn't do a lot. He passes most of the time. So I think if you have him as like the first receiver, you do a lot in defence. Yeah, you do have to do a lot in defence. But yeah, I would love Wellesby at centre. I really would. But it's a shame I don't think it'll happen again. But the few times he played there as a young lad, I remember thinking, well, whoa, now hold on. Like, you know, the way he can stand a man up, go around them, he's flick passing. Yeah. It'd be interesting to see if any coach would have like the guts to say that to him. So, you know what, you're playing centre and you're going to be the best centre in the league. Like, you know, go and do it, because I think he would be.
Yeah, but it's like Robertson. He's a fullback, and he's got told to play centre, and he's gone, yes, boss, and he's got on with it. That's the sort of attitude we need from it.
I do think we need to start thinking about how we manage Robertson though, because potential is only potential until you become that good. And I think if we play him for too long at centre, I don't think he is going to be a really great player. I think he'll be a good player, but I think we're potentially wasting the opportunity to turn him into a really good halfback. And I get why the need of the team. It's the need of the team comes first always. And he's not doing terribly, but he just doesn't look natural when he gets the ball there. He looks awkward sometimes to me. He doesn't play like he looks comfortable there. Where when you see him making those runs when he's filled in at fullback, I know he just looks like a natural there, like he's meant to play there. Yeah. It's more just like a feeling, just watching him. So it'd be nice to get our centres fully fit if Percival and McDonald wanted to turn up for more than a game at a time before disappearing.
I've seen Rowley's I've seen that Rowley's mentioned where they are now, but I've not looked into that yet. I've not had a chance, but
apparently McDonald redid his knee again.
Oh. The thing is, all right, he was only ever brought in to fill a gap, wasn't he? Let's be honest.
And you know what?
Brought in to be a starting centre every week.
I think he was there to start on the wing. I have a feeling that they wanted him to start on the wing, which he did a little bit early on. It's a shame with McDonald because he wasn't injury prone before he came in. It's not like we signed an injury prone player. What do you expect? He wasn't injury prone before he came here, and he's just had this niggling knee injury that he's re-injured 2 more times. Which it does kind of lead you to think: are we bringing back players a bit too early here? Are we taking some risks that maybe we shouldn't? Because it seems like the same thing over and over again for for people like McDonald and Percival. So I wonder if it's like just more beneficial that we just give them longer than they need. Like if the medical team think, right, the doctors have said 4 to 6 weeks, why not just give them 8? Just give them a bit longer.
Yeah.
Because, both McDonald, not injury prone at all before this year. And then the same knee like 3 times. I don't know. It just seems a bit weird. I
think this season we got to a point where we've had that many players out. If someone looks like they can play, I think they've had to.
Well, that's what happened with McDonald. And McDonald needed surgery and he played before getting the surgery, which I think has led to all these problems now. So I don't think we should be having a go at McDonald. I think it's like, it was... He made a sacrifice that the team asked him to make, and it's unfortunately fucked his knee up a bit at the end of the day. So I think he could probably came back a bit.
If you listen to Matty Pete, we shouldn't be having lone players. So what else are we supposed to do?
Or celebrating derby wins. Remember, we're not golf clap next time West Stand. Remember,
Yeah. Oh.
notice to the West Stand.
Let's not hurt Matty Pete's feelings.
If a lone player
Go on.
scores a winner in a derby, then unfortunately we lose the right to celebrate a derby win. That's just the rules of the RFL. Section 13.
Does that mean?
Paragraph
that,
5.
Does that mean that Wigan can give up their last grand final win because they had King on loan?
Oh God! I mean, played well in that game too, didn't he? Not
Oh,
great for your identity.
That'd be a tremendous shame for him, wouldn't it?
That's not great. It's not great for the identity. It's a big problem. It's a big problem for Wigan's identity. Let's not forget we had 15 first-team players out injured. We didn't just do it on a whim. Play young players. We did. We had loads of young players in that fucking team.
Right.
We had about 7 of them in that team.
Let's go through it. Right. We had Dagnall.
Yeah.
Robertson.
Yeah.
Who else came on? Stevens, Delaney.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're up there for right. So keep going. Wellesby, another academy product.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Matty Lees, another. He didn't play Matty Lees today.
No. There's a couple of the young lads on the bench there, weren't there, as well?
Yeah. I think Whitby would have been on the bench, wouldn't they?
Yeah. And let's not forget, in that derby, we had more homegrown players on the field than they did. So, you know what's great for your identity as well is when it's so wrapped up in an iconic home ground, and for a bit of quick cash, you sell it to Tesco. That says a lot about someone's identity, not having your own ground and just giving that up for a bit of Tesco.
Oh, you mean that
money.
one that's owned by Wigan Athletic?
Jumped into bed with Dave Whelan at the first chance they had to get a bit of cash behind him. I don't know. I'm not the identity police. Matty Pete is the chief sergeant of identity in the rugby league. So,
you can look at
he can tell us
the little reign of dominance in the 80s and 90s where they were the only full-time, fully paid.
How many homegrown players did they have then when they were just going to every team and buying the best player? How many of them were homegrown? I wonder.
Maybe Andy Farrell was the only one, I think.
Interesting. I don't know, but like I said, that's for Matty Pete to sort out because he's the chief king of identity in rugby league. So,
over to you, Mr. Pete.
We'll leave that to him. We'll leave that to him.
Yeah,
we'll
pack that up anyway. It's going to do me.
Grow up.
What the fuck was that? Speaking of homegrown Wigan players, Jacob Douglas been recalled. Now he's obviously not named in the squad, but has he just been brought back to stop him playing against us, or is he? I
don't really get it because he was on a season-long loan, wasn't he, or like a rolling weekly loan, whatever it was. So you just don't pick him. Just say that he's not allowed to play in the squad. I don't know. It does seem a bit weird that, especially if he goes back. But we'll see because if he goes straight back, then it is a bit weird. It is a bit weird if he goes straight back. He could have just not played. It's a bit
shithouse that if he's
because he could have. I'm sure there was a clause in the loan where he can play or not. So if he can't play, then you can still train with them and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But who knows?
Make it clear like your football where you can't play against your parent club.
But maybe he's going somewhere else. We don't know yet. We'll have to see what happens after the weekend. It could be that they don't want him to play for Huddersfield and they want him to go somewhere else. We don't know. But on the face of it, it's a bit odd.
I mean, we've been slinging plays to Whitehaven the last couple of weeks, haven't we?
Yeah. I'd love to see Douglas get a shot at some point. I do think he is the long-term option. I think that's why we signed him. I think because we knew Felt at his age isn't going to play long. We know McDonald, obviously not ancient, but we know
he's played the most games at wing for us this season.
And he moves around a lot as well. So, I think Felt will probably go, considering his age and stuff. I think Douglas, long-term, is going to be given that chance on the wing. I do think eventually, but I think next season we'll probably see. He's still a young lad. I think next season we'll see Douglas get some games on the wing.
You never know. If he scores a winner against Wigan, we won't be allowed that because he came from Wigan.
He came from Wigan. God, we'll have to make a chart of these.
Tommy Makinson.
We'll have to make a... you know what? I'm going to say one more thing as well because I'm making a joke of it because it is silly. It's very silly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure deep down he probably regrets in the heat of the moment saying that because he's normally fine. Pete.
That's not heat of the moment. He had time to think about that after the game.
True, he did. Yeah,
he had a month to think about.
Don't get me wrong. It was weird because the first. I know if I'm
It's
a
out of
winning
character for him.
coach, if I'm a winning coach and I've beat my rivals 32-0, I want to stand there and big up my players and my team, not throw shots at the opposition based on the previous game. It's a bit odd. Like, I don't know why you'd be salty about that game when you've just won this game. Why are you salty about the last game? You've just won this game. I wouldn't be. If we'd have lost on Good Friday and won that semi-final, I wouldn't have been going, oh, the semi-final, oh, Good Friday. I'd have gone, oh, I don't care now. We won the semi-final.
Yeah.
But anyway,
use it in the changing rooms with your players.
Yeah, it's just bizarre, very bizarre. But one thing I need to pick up on, the strangest part of it, the weirdest fucking copy. Their players jumped and celebrated in front of our fans.
Yeah.
We scored at your end. Obviously, we celebrated, you fucking stupid prick. Yeah. If we'd have scored at the West Stand,
run 100 meters.
We'd have scored. Does he think that if we'd have scored at the West Stand, they'd have ran to the other end of the pitch? To say, no. Guess what, Matty? We scored in front of your fans. What do you want us to do? Run towards the West Stand? Run towards, run sideways? No, every team does it. I've seen a million Wigan teams celebrate tries in front of our fans because they've scored. I don't know what his point was about that. They weren't deliberately celebrating in front of your fans. They were celebrating because they fucking scored in front of your fans.
I'll tell you something else and all, right? Bill Leyland said that was for the KR fans because of where Wigan was banging on about him.
Yeah. But it was about all
nothing to do with
players,
us. It was for KR.
And shouting. So yeah, I'm sure if I'm sure if Wigan had scored a late winner at the West Stand, they'd have all just gone, shake hands, lads, shake hands. They'd have fucking celebrated in front of us.
Of course they would.
Grow up.
Every team.
Grow up.
George Williams scored in our end. Shushed us.
But you know what? There's a few things now. It's like, I don't know.
What about Sam Tompkins, his little backwards run?
Yeah, identity there again. I don't know. I used to think Pete was all right, but I think he's playing us for a bit of a fool here. Because someone reminded me about his comment to Warrington when they signed Matty Nicholson. And he was kicking off about they don't have their own culture, they're not developing their own players. What two academy players did they sign from in the off-season? They signed 2 of our players. So hold on a minute. He had a big tantrum about that when Warrington signed one of their academy players. Yeah. But they're all right to sign
Johnny Vaughan.
Yeah, they're all right to sign 2 of ours. So I don't know. There's a bit of a gobshite about him emerging a little bit. He's not, he's not the level of like.
Do you know what I think it is?
He's not the level of Wayne.
I think he's got that used to winning. He's got that used to winning, and now KR's coming, knocked them off the perch. He don't know how to take it.
Yeah. So I do get a sense. You got a bit of that
season up there.
He had a bit of a run in, not a run in, but there was a bit of a weird moment with Willie Peters last year as well when they were doing interviews after a game or something like small where he just made a little comment to Willie Peters. I think you're right. I think he's such a bad loser that even after winning a derby, we're still living in his head rent free about the game before.
Yeah.
Which, let me tell you, if that was me, I would not be thinking about the last game we lost to Wigan if we win a game. I like to just enjoy the win. I don't know. That's just me. Just very
if he
bizarre.
comes out and you say, like, what do you think? What do you think of the game, Matt? You go, well, revenge, isn't it? Perfectly fine with me, that.
Yeah. Got revenge and big up your players and big up your fans. Just weirdly salty after winning is odd.
Yeah,
very odd. But
I mean, that's some Mourinho behaviour, that, isn't it?
Oh, that is. It is.
Oh God. Anyway, the positive from the weekend: the Saints women stamped their ticket to Wembley, which
they did.
Enjoyed watching that game.
A really good performance. Very dominant for a lot of the game.
Had a spell where Leeds got back into it, but they did play well, to be fair.
I think not don't want to be too harsh. I think the scoreline flattered Leeds a little bit. I thought, they had that little period where Saints did fall asleep a bit, but when they needed to, they were able just to find another level.
Turned it back on again.
Turned it back on when they needed to, at will. They look pretty comfortable, and sets up a very good final.
Yeah, so Emily Rudge ran her socks off. Every time she got the ball, she looked dangerous.
Yeah. She's having a bit of a renaissance season. Emily Rudge looking like somehow still improving after so many years in the game.
I know.
like looking better. And yeah, the strike players for Saints just so dangerous. Every game saying it now.
Yeah.
McGifford,
Aaron McDonald just finishing wise.
McDonald, the meters that the likes of Burt can make coming out your own line.
Yeah.
Jody
Vicky Whitfield just breaking the line.
Jody Cunningham playing just a really smart game, controlling things, directing the team from that loose. Just, looking really on a very good level early on, which they only kind of reached a very high level kind of later in the season last year.
Yeah.
And they look like, they're already looking better early days, but I think perhaps looking better than last year. And I think these Wigan Saints games, whether it's enough to beat them, because they are the team to beat, is another thing. I don't think there'll be a batter in this time. I think there's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a tough game, definitely.
And do you know what I want to highlight? And this is my player of the match, by the way, from that, is Rachel Russo. Her defence was absolutely spot on. Like, saved two tries early on.
Yeah. And a few...
that one was centre off the pitch was the best.
I'm going to say some bone rattlers. Some absolute bone rattlers in that defence.
She was the one for me in that game.
I agree with that.
Without those tackles, we probably don't win that game.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it set the bar. It was like, right, this is what you've got. We've sorted it out. Now watch what happens.
I agree. Completely agree, yeah.
So all the best luck to them at Wembley, and I'm sure they got Barrow this week, haven't they? Barrow away.
Yes, it is Barrow.
First Super League game.
Yeah, so Super League starts as well for the women, which is good.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much a formality, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that is. Like, well, no disrespect. That is,
yeah.
There's the gap in the women's game between some teams, and unfortunately, they're going to be on the receiving end of that. But you're just going to be professional, turn up and do your job.
Yeah, that's it.
Can't feel sorry for them in sport, unfortunately.
Yeah, I expected more out of York, if I'm going to be honest with you, but Wigan,
they have lost. They've lost a lot of players over the last few years. I think the rise of Wigan. I just think there isn't really the player pool at the moment for like four big teams. So with Wigan getting better, and even Huddersfield on the horizon getting better, unfortunately York seem to have just lost out a little bit there. And they are in a bit in need of a rebuild. The York team, like I said, they are financially they have the least amount to throw around compared to like the Saints, Leeds, and Wigan teams. York got their advantage because they were one of the earliest teams to take it seriously, the women's game. That's why they got that advantage. And unfortunately, I think like size of the club and money is just kind of rearing its ugly head a bit, because it looks like they're on a bit of a downward trend, which I hope they reverse, because we need more of these top sides. We need more than just two or three where you're going to get a really good game. Need more of it for the better, so it's a better spectacle for people to watch. So hopefully they can sort it out.
It's a game that's still very much in its infancy, so it is going to take time, and it will get competitive sooner or later. But it's when you look at like the linchpins of the women's game, like your Jodie Cunninghams, your Tara Jane Stanleys, Emily Rudge, Amy Hardcastle. Once these players are finished up, I think there's a lot of jobs going to open up for them across the league to develop like these younger women's players.
Yeah,
and I think that's where we're really going to start seeing it then. Yeah,
it's just time is what the game needs. Time for more of these players to go into non-playing roles, to people, spectators, girls and lads that are interested watching the game to go into coaching and scouting. It's just it's a long process, and it's going in the right direction. You just got to be a bit patient. Each generation's going to be better than the last. It happened in the men's game. You look at the earliest possible footage of rugby league you can find. I think it's like some from the 30s, 40s. It looks like an amateur team compared to the pros of today. It's it's natural. It's going to just keep passing on expertise, get more people involved, more people to take it seriously. And in 30, 40 years, it's going to be of a much higher standard. But we do need to make sure we don't forget the people that are trailblazing here for us, because we don't get to that
it is down
without the people doing it now.
It is down to their attitude as well, because you see, like, we've been to women's games where it's just a women's game and the kids are going mad for it. And they all come over, they're having pictures with them, they're talking to them, they're making signs for the players and all this stuff. And the way that they're treating these young fans is going to spur them on into the game. It's like, I want to be just like her.
Yeah.
And they're going to work for it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Because without that, there's no game.
Yeah, couldn't put it better. That's it.
Yeah. Right. Got to move on from Saint Star because it's like a bloody roller coaster this week. Brian McDermott has announced his coaching staff, Paul Wellens and Sean O'Loughlin, which I don't mind it.
Like I said, whatever people want to say about Wellens as a head coach, I don't think it can be denied that whenever he's been an assistant coach somewhere, he gets very highly rated by his head coach.
He's been in the England setup for a long time, hasn't
he? Whenever he's been an assistant coach, the head coach has always said he's absolutely brilliant. And it might just be that he's just because you don't do it as a head, and that doesn't mean he won't ever do it in the future, but he might just be a lot better at being an assistant. There's nothing wrong with that. He might be a great assistant, a really good one. And he gets great plaudits wherever he goes as a number 2.
Yeah. There's a reason the NRL grabbed
it's him. A great choice for an assistant. Yeah. And that's going to make him even better. That experience, that'll just make him better as well, a better coach overall.
Yeah.
And
Sean O'Loughlin as well.
O'Loughlin, loads of experience as well.
Yeah. They play together in the international game
before, So, yeah, I think it's quite a good balance. I think it's quite.
We just need to
good mix of personalities there with a lot of experience.
Yeah,
it's just a shame that they don't have any proper friendlies or training camps. So, but we'll get onto that later in the year when we're prepped for the World Cup and we lose our bloody minds over another England failure, and we wonder how it happened. Well, you never bloody prepared for it. That's why. Why do you think it happened? But you know what? I hope he can pull off a miracle. And a miracle for me isn't winning it. A miracle for me is just getting to the final. That would be a miracle for me, just with the way we're set up this year.
You're expecting
if you just get to that final. I wouldn't. Not at the moment. I would put us behind Tonga, Samoa, New Zealand, Australia most of the time. I think we'd have close games with Tonga, Samoa. They'd win some, we'd win some. New Zealand and Australia at the moment, I think both of them would take us to the cleaners. It's a shame most of the time.
To touch on Samoa as well, like when we interviewed Moi Fasavalu, and I mentioned about this, the Samoan side, I went, it doesn't surprise me whatsoever, because a lot of people from Samoa went over to Australia, learned the game through the NRL, new system, whatever, and then gone back to represent Samoa. I was like, it didn't surprise him whatsoever. And Joe, he's absolutely spot on there.
Yeah.
And more players are choosing to go and play over there.
Well,
before
that's been the best thing.
Australia.
That's been the best thing about relaxing the rules around selection in terms of origin, in terms of how often you can switch your international team. And people criticised it. Oh, changing your country every 2 seconds, blah, blah. But because of that, it's not only players at the end of their career now, it's players that could play for New Zealand and Australia. And that we're seeing them now represent the island nations as well. We saw it in the last World Cup over here. The World Cup before that, they'd have half of those teams wouldn't have been playing for them. So it's great that they have that.
Isn't that what we want? A competitive tournament.
Yeah, so it's great that they have that flexibility. I know in a blue sky world, you have a great international scene where you just pick a country and you stick with it, and none of this switching. I get that, but we need to build up these other nations, and we need to make it more lucrative for them to not just pick New Zealand or Australia, whichever one they've gone to live in, and making it easier for them is the thing to do. And look how good look how it's impacted PNG even. PNG, Fiji, Tonga, Samoa. some of the strongest sides they've had in the last like 5 to 8 years because of how easy it is now to switch allegiances. I think that's a good
I
thing.
mean, look at how many NRL players are eligible to play for Lebanon because of like immigration and all that. Good, gets them into the tournament better, gets them competing.
It brings eyes on them.
Yeah, like Ryan Pappenhausen was eligible to play for Holland. Who the fuck plays for them?
That's it. It's like, you know, they had this,
but it helps.
Like people kicked off when when America had a team in the 2013 one, and all of them were like NRL players, and it was like, well,
yeah,
it's they have like 2 tiny amateur leagues on the East Coast in America. You want them to play in a World Cup? It's going to do nothing for the game. They'll get beat 100-0 every game, and anyone who does come across it in America is going to think, oh well, screw that then. I'm not going to watch that. My team's losing 100-200-0 every game. So, you know, in the ideal world, we have all these homegrown from the country players. Great, yeah, I agree. But we're not there. So what do you do in the meantime? You build up the country by getting eyes on it, by getting superstars playing for them. So if they've got a parent, a grandparent, and it gets the team to be more competitive, so casuals watching it who may have never seen the sport at all, and oh my God, it's my country in this weird sport, and they're competitive and they enjoy it, you get them involved. You get them coming back for more. So
like Jamaica, I mean, Jordan Turner represented Jamaica, didn't they?
Yeah,
now, he was good enough to play for England, in my opinion, but he got the call for Jamaica. Go and play on the international stage, and improve your like heritage country as much as you can.
Yeah, and also for the players that are homegrown in these squads, for like the semi-pros and the amateurs, what an experience to share a locker room, a dressing room with like these. How much they must learn from these like training camps and playing with them. Like if I was like playing in some like semi-pro American New York league, and I can play with an NRL player. You're going to learn more than you ever are going to learn playing in your little park league, like for a year. It's great for those few homegrown players that are in the squad. I think it's a great opportunity for them to learn from the best. And I guarantee those Jamaican lads, because the Jamaica, to be fair, did have a few proper homegrown in there. I'm sure they love that. I'm sure they love playing with the Super League lads. Yeah. Like I'm sure they learned loads from it. Like
Super League winner Jordan Turner comes to play with them.
Yeah,
fucking right. Yeah.
Okay, I know. If I was that, I was like, "Oh, damn right, yeah, I was looking forward to playing with you."
It's like, damn right. Do you know what it'd be like being in the England team there, and I know one of the biggest, like bigger Aussie players, like who's got a bit of English heritage, goes, "Oh no, I'm going to play for England." Rub your hands.
Rub your hands.
That's why I'm not opposed to these NRL players coming to play for England, because if they qualify and they're good enough, get them in.
Also, I mean, look at other sports. Cricket and rugby union like to play people who aren't English all the time and win things. Why can't we do it? Why are we not allowed to do it? Yeah. You know,
look at France and Germany in football.
Look at loads of teams do it. If you do it to make your team better, it's about winning. And again, if you have some means of quality, I'm not just saying like a random guy from another country with no connection. Obviously not. But if he's lived here for a certain amount of time, or his parents were born here, or they were born here and moved, good enough for me.
Yeah,
more than good enough for me. Like I don't see a problem with it.
We interviewed Jake Webster last night on Two Yachts for a Saints, and obviously he played for New Zealand. Yeah. Born and raised in Australia, but because his dad's of Maori heritage, he got picked to play for New Zealand, and he wanted to do it to make his dad proud. No issue with that whatsoever.
No issue with that. You get that a lot. It's like people mocked it, but AJ Brimson with his is it mother or is it both parents or mother that's English?
I think they were born here and then moved over there.
And he seemed absolutely made up. Tell me he didn't have passion for the flag, the country. Of course he did. Yeah. Like you could see him.
He was his mum.
Yeah, you can see he was absolutely. They were absolutely made up. You can tell if they're just there. If they're just there because they want to play an international game, and we have had some of them in the past. You can tell. The ones at the moment, I don't have a problem with, because for me, they put the effort in.
Like Herbie Farnworth was born over here, wasn't he? Moved over when he was like 14 or something like that.
Yeah. So as long as you put you
Rangi
put the-
Chase is one of them.
if you, yeah, Chase is one of them. If you put the blood, sweat, and tears in, and you got the same badge on your shirt as every other player is, don't care. If you've got that badge on your shirt and you put the effort everybody else does, then you're doing the country proud.
And
So
I can't think of the names, but there's a lot more. Like I what Dermot's going to do, because I've heard on the podcast here. He's on about bringing these players in from who are in the NRL, sitting them down one on one, and go, "Why do you want to play for England?"
Mm-hmm.
And if he doesn't think he's getting the right answer out of him, out the door.
That's fair enough. Yeah, as long as they've got the right answer, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, I do think it's a bit more complicated when it's just based on residency, because I'm not against that entirely. But I think sometimes we're a bit loose where it's like you don't even need to be like a citizen. You could just live here for 3 years and just play.
Yeah.
I think Fassablu was the big one, wasn't he? You just lived here for a few years.
Yeah.
And, Great Britain came with, I'm not having a go at all, but because, he's a bad example because he played very well in those test series.
Yeah.
But we have had some players where they don't have like British parents, which is all right. They weren't born here. They've only lived here for 2 or 3 years. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Like,
no,
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
Like if the grandparents were from here, and
yeah, I think based on residency is fine, but maybe it should be like. To be fair, it could be changed now because I don't keep up with the rules. I could be wrong now. It could be a lot longer that they have to live in the country. I'm not saying that.
I think with football it was 7 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they should have to be citizens because that's a long process if you're an immigrant in the UK. It's not easy to do to be a full citizen. The career would be over probably by the time half of them got it. But if it was like 6-7 years and, like, I'm not saying that someone can't live here for 2 years and feel like I love this place. I want to, play for this country. I think that's great if someone wants to do that after only a couple of years. But you got to be, because you do get some people playing the system. That's my only thing. And we've had them.
I think Lachlan Coote playing for Scotland was one, wasn't he?
Yeah, we've had them where it's like, I don't know, they just want to play in an international game and they can't play for the home country kind of thing. It's like, Chris Hyington back in the day.
Yeah.
What was he doing ever playing for England? He didn't seem to care the entire time he was here. Rangi Chase was another one. It's just, I think he just wanted to be, as he always did, in the spotlight.
I mean, technically, the Burgess brothers could have played for Australia.
Are they that lax over there?
Maybe not Sam, Tom, or George, but the youngest one, he probably could have.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, they used to be a lot stricter, Australia, which like I just said, I'm glad they're not. Glad they're not anymore.
No, when it suits them, they are.
Yeah, when it suits them, when it's good for them.
I mean, if it were up to them, they could have probably grabbed Herbie Farnworth, but they'd have done it to suit them.
Yeah, I think we did well. Because I think
fucking get him, did they?
Yeah, thank God, because Farnworth is one of the best centres in the world. So it's one of the few positions where we actually have a player who could play for Australia. We don't have many of those, unfortunately, at the moment. Oh.
Yeah. Continuing with the NRL, actually, because there's a couple of things come out. According to Fox Sports in Australia, Perth are after Matty Lees.
Well, if you want him, he's on a contract, so give us the moolah, please.
Yeah, and to be fair, they can't even send a player the other way because they haven't got a team yet.
Yeah, so tell you what, it's up to Matt at the end of the day, but if he wants to go, I wouldn't stop him. I don't think that's the right thing to do because it leads to toxic stuff to go on. But we're in a strong position. He's got that contract, so transfer fee, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and again, it'd be one of them like Tommy Makerson. Obviously, I didn't go anywhere. I went to Catalan,
yeah,
Morgan knows where they've done it all for us because they've got nothing to prove to us. We know what they're capable of, and if you want to go and test yourself, go and do it.
Yeah. Go and do it, but make sure we don't get fleeced by Perth. They've got money over there in Australia, so I'll tell you what, we're not. Tell them they can play. They can pay us a proper transfer fee if they want to.
A record fee, in my opinion.
Yeah, simple as that, or no, thank you. So and it's great that we're getting these deals done earlier, getting long-term deals for some players, puts you in this strong position. Where if somebody comes calling, okay, they've got 2-3 years left, so what are you going to do about it? Pay me. That's what Eamon's going to be like. All right, pay me. So
yeah, that's where being a tight get will come in under.
So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. I don't think he'll go because Fox Sports. I mean, they have the Fox name for a reason. Trust me. In Australia, they love the rumours and they love the nonsense, and it could just be. They could just be, because they're looking for a lot of overseas players because it's a new team and there's 16 odd other teams with players. Naturally, for your first year while you develop your own, you're going to go to Super League. And I think they've just put 2 and 2 together and got 5. But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I think the biggest news in the NRL is Ivan Cleary leaving Penrith.
Which is
I like what he said. I'm adding things up here with this because he said he won't coach another NRL team, but if representatives want him, he's open to it, which maybe the Blues.
I think the Blues have to go for it.
Yeah.
Have to go for it.
And that alone wipes out Nathan Cleary coming over here. So he said he won't play against his dad if his dad's not coaching. He's going to go to the Roosters or something like that.
But he did also say he wouldn't play against Penrith. He didn't just say his dad. He said he wouldn't play. He didn't want to play against Penrith. He would rather not. He said rather not play against Penrith. Not
doesn't mean he wouldn't.
So I do think some teams might still have a chance. I think if marquee money, not for a long term, but for a year maybe or so.
Yeah,
we'll have to see what happens.
It all depends on his misses at City, doesn't it?
I have no doubt Warrington will be throwing silly money like they do with every Australian.
And again, he'll go tits up. They did it with Matty Johns. Or was it Andrew Johns? One of the two.
Andrew, yeah. Well, that was just a short-term loan thing, yeah.
Alan Langer.
Langer was long-term, yeah. Langer was longer.
Yeah, Adrian Mauler.
So
never quite worked out for him, did he?
Listen, I'd love it if he came to us, but I'd love if he was just in Super League. My only thing would be just not Wigan. Anyone else? I'd even take Warrington. I'd even accept Warrington. Just don't go to Wigan because it would be great to see a player that caliber in Super League.
Yeah,
would be very, very cool. And it just helped the competition out, I think. So Hull FC, I'm sure, will be back in with the big bucks as well.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Richard Maller's going to talk him into going to bloody Hull, isn't he?
Because it's been confirmed that they did. They did send a cheeky email.
Hey, listen, Joe, what? Don't ask, you don't get.
Hey, don't ask, don't get. If there's a Super League owner willing to fund a marquee spot from his own bloody pocket, you'd be stupid not to give it a go. You would be stupid not to just ring the agent and just ask. Worst he can say is no. So
that's it. Right, wrap up with predictions then, Ben.
Oh shit, I need to do mine. Good shout.
Do yours live then. I done mine the other day, I think.
Hold on. Oh, bloody hell, get the wrong thing up. Jesus Christ.
Tom's here as well.
Made up for it. Sorry, Tom, if you're listening.
Oh dear. I'm sure he'll have something to say about that tomorrow.
I had to slip that in there. Right.
Oh well.
Super League, log in.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'll tell you what, though, I'm not sure about. I did mine last week for this week. I didn't realise I have done them. There we go. Easy done.
Oh, there we go then.
I don't agree with the points they've put for our game.
One.
Like one. I'd say 2
like
or 3. One. Like it's just we're going to walk over them.
It's a bit disrespectful to Huddersfield, that, isn't it?
I don't know. Like maybe, I don't know. Like they have got their injuries, to be fair, Huddersfield, and a very weak squad. So maybe, but I'm guessing we've all gone for Saints then to win that.
Yeah, we've all gone there,
yeah.
Next game is Wigan Leeds. Me and Tom are differ. I've gone Wigan. Tom's gone Leeds.
Yeah.
I can see why. I can see why, but I just think Wigan have got that. They're going to have the tails up, aren't they?
They are, and at home always helps, especially for Wigan.
But Leeds had the week off.
Oh, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Wakefield versus Catalan. I've got Wakefield, and so's Tom. Are you with us? No, have you frozen on me again?
Oh,
You
I'm
froze for a
back.
second then.
I know,
Yeah.
I died. I'm back. Wakefield, sorry, to beat Catalan.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's all three of us in agreement there.
Yeah.
York, Castleford. I've gone York.
York, yeah. I was way too nice about Castleford earlier in the season. I thought I saw something developing. It's not.
Yeah.
They're a bit of a
so is Tom as
shambles.
well.
Yeah.
But again, it goes to show anyone can beat anyone on any given day in this league.
Yeah, yeah.
And Cass proved it with Wigan, isn't there? This could be an interesting game because Lee have got players back now and KR are firing, but I don't see anything other than KR win.
Yeah, KR win. I think comfortable.
All in agreement there.
Looking scary at the moment then.
Yeah. To lose Warrington, even though it's over there.
It's one of them. Away in France after a tough loss in a semi, it's one that you could potentially be a bit too overconfident for from their point of view. So I wouldn't be completely surprised if Toulouse won, but I have gone for Warrington. I do think they'll
Yeah, I've gone Warrington. We both have. And the last game, me and Tom have got different opinions here. I've gone with Bradford. Tom's gone with Hull.
I have gone with Bradford.
But Bradford's got 5 players back in the squad this week.
Ooh. Yeah, so I've gone for Bradford. Bradford at home, I think they'll edge it. Close one.
Yeah, it's that ground, isn't it? That's all.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is proved not overly difficult, but like it's caused problems for some sides, isn't it?
It has, yeah.
So there we go. It's the first time we've got over an hour for a while.
There we go.
So and I just want to put in again as well. It is Mental Health Awareness Week. And I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's come back to me and said, "Yeah, happy to be involved. I really, really appreciate it."
Thank you, everyone.
What missed out was Rugby League Outsiders. They got back to me just after it posted, and they were happy to. So I put a separate one out there. So big thanks to those lads as well.
Big thank you, lads.
That wraps it up, doesn't it?
Yes, we will see you guys at Huddersfield for anyone that's going.
Yep, we'll be there. So and we'll be back next week.
Indeed.